Hope that you're having an awesome day. So today is Monday, and we have a new moon coming up in 2 more days. So if you haven't been following me underneath my profile, Robin's Healing, you can add me as a friend there as well. And I am doing a little something something. So if you like and share these videos and comment that you did, then I will send you the link to our Zoom new moon ritual at 6:45 underneath that new moon, and that will then be streamed over Facebook. So if you would like to participate, it's really appreciated. And then that will also be on YouTube and be available for people as well. So if you want to watch the replay, you're not able to attend, that's no problem. But if you do end up liking and sharing just because you want to let other people know that that's happening, that's fabulous. And you can actually just let me know what your intention is. And I can even add you into that practice, okay? So just because I really appreciate people that are sharing. So today I am doing a lot of the same thing as what I have been doing. I'm doing Theta healing downloads. I'm doing Akashic records readings. And I'm calling in Reiki energy for anyone that is watching, okay? So right now I'm going to set an intention that everybody gets the messages that they need. So my goal is to pull up cards for anyone that would like specific messages. And I'm just getting that you might be triggered right now, okay? So let's call in some Reiki energy. I'm just calling it in for the group, okay? So you know that that means on the replay as well, wherever you choose to watch this from. So yes, you might be triggered right now. So again, if you'd like a message, like a reading, let me know. The other thing too is I will leave my link in the comments. If you would like to book a complimentary consult with me, you can, and we can discuss how we can work together. Otherwise, you can just reach out and we can set up a time to get started. I am currently being open when it comes to working with people. So if you'd like just like a half an hour reading, or you're like, what do you feel like I need? I'll just be open with that in terms of how I would like to structure that. That being said, of course, you guys know that's not going to last because I have to have structure in my business. It's how we run businesses. However, this was just something I wanted to do because I have never done it before and I wanted to see how it's going. And I just did an altar as well. And I did a video on that altar, and you could actually see it over here, which is really cool. So I have a handmade candle that I made. And so if you'd like me to make you a candle as well, I can, based on your energy, which is super cool. And I have the painting for the new moon. So within the altar, I set it up that I was calling in specific people for the new moon ritual, which is really cool. So I'm really practicing more of that so that I'm making sure that I am calling in X amount of people, and specifically personality types that will be beneficial, not just for myself, but for people watching as well, because the ultimate reason of coming on to those sessions for free, basically all you have to do is like and share, is so that I can kind of show you guys how I do a group setting and how I offer healing, and it gets people a little bit more familiar with me. And so I just really appreciate people liking and sharing, even if I'm not doing something like this, because I do find it super important to get the word out when people are offering any type of mental health help or emotional help. And currently I'm learning also how to structure my title and that sort of thing, but what I'm getting is that I'm a trauma specialist, so I feel pretty content about that. I've been working with people that have had trauma for the last 8+ years, so 8 actually getting paid, and before that I probably, when I started doing readings, I would have been around 21, but I wasn't well, I guess I did start charging money. I lied. I did start charging money not long after that, but I didn't make it kind of like a business, like with a name and registered and all that jazz. So I guess I'm not giving myself enough credit. that might be coming up for you as well. So are you being triggered? If so, what is triggering you? Let me know. Again, you can let me know on the replay. And are you not giving yourself enough credit? That's what's coming up as well. So that's something you might find as we're stepping into this Pisces moon. Pisces represents, and I already did a reading on this, but they're really, really like learning how to connect to their best version of themselves, their ultimate goals, their ultimate dreams. So it makes sense why I feel called into helping people get there, because I find it's so easy to come up with ideas and then like start to give ourselves a hard time, like, oh, that'll never work out, or that will never succeed. And it's really important that we believe in ourselves as well. So I'm also getting the message for unconditional love as well. So making sure that you're reminding yourself that that's all around you as well, all the time. So nobody's asking for a reading, healing, download, or anything like that. So I set the intention for this to be a group, but I also come on here for you guys. So have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. Yeah. So I kind of feel like some people that are watching are, so I already called in Reiki energy. So when you enter this space, you're going to start to feel that. So become open to that space. Really start tuning in and listening to the messages and downloads that are also coming in when you enter this space. I'm getting that, again, you're not really believing in yourselves enough. So for myself, I actually am an artist. I just don't really use that talent per se. I've started to develop it and then stopped. And that's something that I feel like it's about being proud of, right? But developing it and becoming more and more proud. So it's kind of sometimes hard to be proud of something that you don't really feel like you're doing enough of. So again, you might be being hard on yourself. All right. So would you like to clear and release times in your life where you felt like you were being hard on yourself, where you were putting yourself down, you weren't giving yourself enough credit, holding yourself back from your dreams, your desires, your goals? And please watch my needs versus want video underneath YouTube. That'll be helpful as well. And let's replace that with trusting that you can open up to the new things that you want, like coming to the new moon ritual. Open yourself up to the new plans that you have for yourself. Also allowing yourself to align with your mission as well. Okay, so just say yes. Okay, so another thing that's coming up is that people aren't taking enough time, right? They're not taking enough time for themselves. They're not taking enough time to do X, Y, and Z. So if time is an issue for you, just let me know. Just say yes. Just say yes, basically. Or yes, me. I'm going to read the comments here. I'd love a reading or healing download. Okay. Hi, I'm wondering if I should go on a trip and embrace the opportunity. So let's go into the records as well, and we'll see what comes up. Cynthia, okay? So Cynthia, you have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces, so this card's been coming up. So no coincidence where that's what we're actually kind of talking about now. So you might want to like and share if you're interested in joining the ritual, or at least setting an intention for it, for a group setting. So the meditate card, if we go back in, we're going to just take a moment here to go into the record. So just allowing yourself to ground as well, find your breath, slow down. Just dropping your shoulders as well. Same thing if you're attempting to control at this time, just allowing yourself more openness through your breath. Okay. So even if somebody asks a question, everybody's still going to get information from these. I just want to let you know because I set that intention. So should I go on the trip and embrace the opportunity? Well, anytime I see fear around doing something, I know that there's a deeper layer there. So again, we're going to touch on this in the ritual more, or if you'd like a reading. But the big thing would be to identify with why are you why you have fear around doing this. Why are you questioning it, or where is the fear? Because I'm getting it's fear. So it could have been something that's happened to you in the past, but what's holding you back? That would be the first question. So if you can just answer that, that would be great, and then we can go deeper. And then we'll work on Jessica. I'd love a reading or healing download. Okay, so Jessica, I actually want to pull out a tarot card for you. So these are my Moonology cards. For you, I get Tarot and Angels. So for people that don't know, I am an empath, an intuitive, psychic, medium, and I'm currently offering coaching, healing, and readings. I also teach classes, workshops, etc. I'm a Theta healer and Akashic Records reader, and I do a lot of other stuff. Reiki master. 7 of Cups. Okay, so Jessica, I'm getting a lot of like stuff going on in the back. So very similar energy. There's a theme in every situation. It's kind of cool how the light's coming through right now as well. So I'm getting that you have tons of support, which is great. So I'm going into the records for everyone that's giving me permission. And so I get that there's some confusion. Again, same thing with the last person's, with Cynthia's energy as well. So there's confusion, right? And so although there's support, there's still confusion. So I would get you to, Jessica, let me know what's confusing you, or what do you not feel supported in right now? Is the universe not supporting you? Is your partner not supporting you? Are you not supporting yourself? As a theme, we've already started talking about not giving ourselves enough positivity. Maybe it's not giving ourselves enough time to do the things that we need, that we want. Right? Do you need to stand your ground a bit more? But there's a lot of stuff coming up in these. So when you do the new moon ritual, when you come into this space, we're going to work on specifics so we can talk to each other and we can go through this experience. Whereas when we do these settings on Facebook, it's really different from Zoom. But all we can use is a chat right now, so that's what we're going to use, okay? So if you could just let me know, that would be fabulous. Hi, Lisa. So let me know if you would like any messages, healings. And so I'm just waiting for these people to speak back to me. And there is another card here combined with it. So we have Page of Wands. That's someone who is still learning. And when we're in Pisces as well, which we're walking into, that's also a learning stage. So you might find that when you're in a state of learning, there's a lot of change happening. And I'm hearing lots of positive things about this new moon. But if you go back to the full moon that we had, I actually felt called to putting up my painting for the full moon because I'm reflecting back on that because we're still kind of in that space as well. And I just get this person with like a long beak, okay? It's like they're morphing into different versions of themselves. And so that's kind of what I get is the illusions that come from full moons are, yes, there's some confusion. We're sorting some stuff out. So let me know if that relates to you, if you're sorting some stuff out right now. I know I definitely am. But the changes and the transformation that's occurring is kind of learning how to do your own readings as well, learning how to do your own interpretations. So I am doing a in-person retreat on March 6th, next Sunday from 2 until 5 as well. So in that space, we're going to be learning how to kind of go into the records, how to make a product, how to kind of tap into energy and create things with it. So that's what I'm getting is we can sort energy out by actually taking action on things and working through it. That's why the group settings feel super important right now, so we feel less alone. So then let me know if this relates to anyone. General question mark, Lisa says. Okay. So first thing I get, Lisa, because I'm just waiting to hear back from the other people, is throat chakra. So let me know if that connects to you, if you don't mind. I'm going to go for a Louise Hay card here. I was feeling really guided to her stuff. Also, if you want to go into my YouTube channel, please subscribe and go underneath my playlist for Theta healing, and you might find some of the Louise Hay downloads for the emotions in the physical body could be beneficial as well. So are you still there, Lisa? Just say yes. Lisa, are you still there? So it says, every habit and pattern I create serves me in some way. When I'm ready to let it go, the universe helps me release it. Okay, so we were just kind of talking about group settings, and we were talking about support as a general theme. I have the power to make change, so again, that's I'm going to do another altar for my retreat to make sure that I'm calling in the right number of people as well, because I feel like I'm really desiring those souls right now that are feeling called to the same things as each other and myself. And so the word power has been coming up for me. Again, we were talking about the change, but the word power of people not just feeling empowered, but feeling strong, feeling powerful, stepping into that light. So yeah, if you feel called into the retreat, that's what we're focusing on, is actually power, which is great. And something else that I've been feeling connected to lately is I watched a video and they were talking about understanding the difference between people wanting power, we'll say wanting control over other people, or just wanting status versus standing in their own, right? Standing in their own power. And that's the difference between feeling strong and feeling, I'm going to say, weak in some ways. And I don't like to use the word weak, but we can come across powerful, but we're not like powerful at all. We're just wanting to be intimidating or wanting to be more dominant than someone else. And that's, to me, kind of icky. So be mindful of that in general, of how we're using our power. Sometimes we take things for granted. So that's been a big theme with all of my videos recently, is just running through some of your gratitude exercises. So you can even share right now, what are you most grateful for today? I'm personally grateful just for the sunlight that's coming down on my altar, because that's my first altar that I've ever done, and it's really, really cool, and it's something that kind of lit me up. All right. So could I have a reading if drawn? Yes. And is there anything specific you'd like to work on, Jasmine? And again, if you like and share and you want to work on some things in a group setting, we're going to be doing a new moon ritual on March 2nd at 6:45, and then I'll send you the Zoom link, okay? I just feel really called into helping people with this new moon. And also, the more people I have in that group setting, the more we can share that unity in that union. And that's something I'm working on, is building larger group settings so that we can work through things and kind of see how everybody's different but similar at the same time. Okay. I love a reading, please. Hi, can I have a reading, please? Okay, and if there's anything specific, love the light as well. Okay, and grateful for your life today. Thank you. I'm glad you're grateful for that. So, Jasmine, no problem, Lisa. I just like to know that when we're working on energy, like when I'm holding space for people, that they're actually there, because it really makes it challenging. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll just do a card reading, pull a card. But when we're coming into this space of healing and drawing all that energy in, it's super important that we can feel like we have a connection, okay? So, Jasmine, I know inwardly what is right for me. Yes, that's what I was also saying about the retreat that I'm doing on the 6th. If you're local in Riverview, please join us. It's from 2 until 5. But a big thing that we're working on is teaching. I'm teaching people, but even if you already know how, we're going to be going inward. We're going to be doing some sorting energy out, as we were just talking about. But going inward is extremely important. Today, I went into the bathtub. I did like this really nice healing on myself. I went into my records and went into the energy of Mother Gaia, and then I asked for direction. And I started, because I'm clairvoyant, I started to see all these visions. So I took myself into my workspace and I asked, like, what do I need? I'm just sharing this because I think that would be helpful for you. The new moon, Jasmine, would be really great for you to join us. But I was being told and seeing, so hearing and seeing and feeling in my own body. So also understanding your clairs is really important right now. I'm being told, like, all kinds of plants, like downstairs in my healing space. I have this room, and I have a washroom, and then I have another large room where I plan on doing my retreats, meditations, yoga, any type of events like that. And currently I've just been using it for my own yoga space, but it feels like it wants more love in it. So I was seeing plants, more real plants than fake plants, because I have some more ledges. I was being told to make a crystal grid, so I can show you guys in another video that crystal grid. So that might be connecting to you as well. I sell crystals as well. I have a shop. However, I don't have all my stuff on my shop yet. That's again on my to-do list. But I will be selling some stuff on Etsy as well. But I was being told do like a crystal grid. I saw a candle, which I also have, another soy candle that I made that's over in the other room. So I took action, and that's what March, if you didn't watch my March reading underneath YouTube for the month, I just channeled some messages through writing, which again, in the retreat, we're going to be doing some journaling. So when I say journaling, it's more about giving you a prompt, and then you can start working on kind of what triggers you that way. But so I was seeing all this stuff, hearing, feeling, and then I'm like, okay, it's time to act on it while I'm holding space. So I got out my sage, did my altar, smudged the entire downstairs, let some nice air in. And then I was being told to have a meditation corner space in the room that I'm in, which I then started to add another painting and my drum and started drumming so I could kind of feel called to what energy needs to move in my space. And then just kind of, that's what led me to getting out my little light and sitting here in this space. So it sounds weird, but it's really listening in to what's coming through. And if you don't take action on what's coming through, then what's the point of receiving if we're not releasing it and letting it go? So I look in the mirror and say to myself, I deserve all good. I deserve to be prosperous. I deserve joy. I deserve love. So that swings us back into the beginning of building our energy up, building ourselves up. And around new moons, where we've been through so much and we're going through all these changes, we have to raise the vibration together. There's a lot of worldly stuff that's going on right now, and it's affecting a lot of people. So I'd love to hear what you guys are grateful for. You're welcome, Cynthia. So I believe, Cynthia, I asked you a question. Cynthia and Jessica, and then I was waiting for a reply. So you might want to, maybe you can reply back later if you missed that, maybe you left and came back. So Tifa? What? Tifa? Hopefully I'm saying that right. So we'll go into you. I'm getting an angel card here, tarot and angel. Knight of Cups spirituality, which represents the energy of Pisces. So if you could take a couple deep cleansing breaths, all of us together. As we're just talking about raising our energy, maybe seeing a cord coming from the top of our heads, pulling us up to the light, to the sky, focusing on the color purple just above our head, because it feels like right now it's circling. So you might find that you have an overabundance or an over amount of energy, excess energy when it comes to spirituality. And Pisces tend to be on that perfectionist side. They're almost overachievers when it comes to goal setting. And with that full moon, as I was already sharing, if you listen to my full moon ritual about my full moon reading, you might want to go back because we're still in a lot of that. It feels like there's a lot of messiness that's coming through and chaos. And what we're doing is, again, we're sorting out that chaos. So where you were, if you did the full moon ritual, then if you were in an over of something, then you were working on releasing that. So what I'm getting, maybe Tifa or anyone else, that maybe you didn't do that full moon ritual. Maybe you didn't dump your cup when that was time. So that's where that energy might continue to build up. And then you're like, oh, I'll just have faith. It's all good. I'll just stay positive. But it's really important to let that stuff go. So we're being encouraged to make sure that on a daily basis, we're releasing and letting go of things as well. So as I was saying, I went into my Akashic records, and then also I'm doing Theta healing on myself every single day. And as a result of this, sometimes we might feel a little higher or a little lower. So we want to just acknowledge where we are and get help with that as well, and do as much self-healing as we can at this time, okay? So I feel like that's what everybody needs to hear. So let's integrate all of those downloads. Let's get out of the records. Let's throw some gratitude out there. So what were you grateful that you got out of this as well today? What came through for you? What was the light that you saw? What was the download that you received? Where are you shifting now? What is your new moon intention? I'd love to hear. So for me, I like really connecting to intentions just a little bit before full moons and new moons. Underneath my playlist, I also have a new moon ritual explaining some of that as well. But right now I'm going through tons of changes, as I was already talking about. You can book a complimentary consult with me. I'll put that link in the comments. However, I was just saying structure is really important for me to have in my business, and I wanted to attempt what it would be like to just have people reach out to me to book and just go and connect with like the cost and the time and the direction of that. And so for me, with this new moon, a big thing would be I'm connecting to I do this weekly anyway, but the big thing for me this week was actually working with the energy of my space, as I'm now having clients come in person again, and again having a retreat in my space. So it's important for me that I'm respecting everybody else's energy when I have people coming into my own home. So that was really important for me this week. But as we shift into, so I guess up until tomorrow would be, I start my stuff on Tuesdays. So as I come into Tuesday tomorrow, and especially in that new moon energy for me, it's definitely that structure for my business. And as you can see, I'm already falling into that with my altar. So it would be to attract, yes, abundance and more gratitude, but also allowing myself to receive all the beauty that comes from my clients and all the beauty that comes from my community and that culture that I'm building. So that's kind of what's coming up for me, is the community and the groups and that sort of thing. And also letting go of any type of blocks that I have. Because for my full moon, if you watched my ritual, I talked about I was letting go of insecurities. I also talked to the moon as well. So that might be something that you just enjoy doing, is actually going outside and connecting with the Luna cycles. But for people that don't know, when we work with moon cycles, these are opportunities to add and let go. And so that we can come into that space where we're able to kind of give and receive, get rest and then be regenerized. But I'm getting regeneration, so I do feel like we are growing a lot right now and starting something very new, something maybe that you've never even done before, or someone else. Oh, that was what it was. This person was asking me about travel, and I was asking them what their fears were or what was holding them back, that sort of thing. And I was asking Jessica some questions as well. So super important, again, that when you're coming on here and I'm doing the Reiki, Akashic Records, and Theta, like the group of all the healings that I offer, which is a typical session, that we can have some type of dialogue. Otherwise, it's just kind of like me just throwing something at you versus you working on yourself with me. So that would be my message to you. So there you are. Those were my messages for today. Almost 29 minutes. So thanks for everyone who said what they were grateful for, people who are already coming to the new moon ritual, people who are, even if you're not coming to the new moon ritual, you're still sharing this out to let more people know. And please make sure that you're following me underneath all of my other stuff, which is my Robin's Healing profile, my Instagram, and my YouTube. Bye-bye!